So what I do, I work with creatives, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, help them to brand themselves online. Um, and really kind of like the core of it is helping people communicate online. A lot of kind of things online are sold as, hey, you want your content to look pretty and you want, all of this to look good. But really what I focus on is how you're communicating and kind of building a relationship with an audience, how to actually go about that. And I feel that that's kind of like the missing piece in the content world at the moment, is that there's a lot of focus on, hey, look, let's get these flashy subtitles in and it looks like this, and how's the color grading? All really important. But yeah, the focus that we really kind of dwell upon and work on is the communication there. So that's kind of what I do. Basically help people with content communication online.
Why do you do it?
So you want to go in? So I'm a big believer that all of us have what I would call like a divine spark inside all of us. All of us have something in us that wants to be expressed creatively, a message. Your message. And I'm a big believer that if I can help people do that, then the world becomes a better place. If I can help other people connect with people who need their help, or I can help other people, artists, connect with people to inspire them, then the world becomes a better place. So I'm a big believer in creativity, art forms, music, photography, whatever it is, your business. If it comes from a good place, if it comes from, and this is another thing, I'm very particular on who I work with. You could call it like purpose driven um, people. I'm very interested in working with people who just have that kind of raw, vibrating enthusiasm for whatever their thing is. And as a creative myself in the past, often we struggle to know what to do with that energy. We just have all of these ideas and we're just like, I've got this, I want to do this. So that's where I come in. I'm like, right, well, let's turn that into some sort of structure. I understand where you are. I understand where that enthusiasm is coming from. Let's turn that into something that is actually consumable and digestible for people and is actually going to allow you to make progress in whatever your thing is.
And this is specifically in the online space.
Yes, in the online space.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your background in that. Then, how did this all come about? I know you have some music
Yeah.
background. Give us a kind of genesis story of.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you the quick story. So basically, I was a musician when I was a young kid. From the age of 15, I was playing in lots of bands. I was in Cyprus, and that was kind of my life. That was my identity. I went back to the UK. I'd never really lived in the UK before. Went back for university. Kind of lost my mind, experimenting with drugs and just doing silly things, and really kind of like lost myself. I managed to pull myself out of whatever rut I was in. And I actually became a secondary school teacher for about 2 years. So I did the whole secondary school thing, which is a whole thing in itself. Learned a load from that. But basically, during the lockdowns, I started my first online business, and I didn't even realize that I'd started an online business. So throughout this time, I'd been producing a lot of music. I was always like an audio engineer. I've been producing music. I'd started a record label, and I started basically on an Instagram. Said, hey, if you pay me this much a month, I'll give you some private videos of me making beats that you can have access to. Within 2 months of doing that, and bearing in mind this took me about an hour a week, I was making pretty much double what I was making from my teacher salary. Yeah. And that was like a huge coin drop, the penny drop moment there. I was like, huh. Like I'm doing something wrong with the teaching. Um, yeah.
Apart from helping children.
Apart from helping the kids. And the kids are great, by the way, but it's the whole
Yeah,
structure
the
and everything.
grind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting space that. But yeah, so basically I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. I'll keep doing that. I did that for a little bit. I worked with one of the largest education companies in the kind of the music, electronic music space as head of education there for a while. And yeah, and just kind of got into this online world of, helping people through whatever it is, Patreon or whatever you use, and just kind of explored it and found ways to make it more efficient, found ways that I didn't like and I did like. And a big thing for me as well is, and I know we just had this conversation now, selling can feel a bit icky. And this idea of selling yourself can feel tacky. So I also really felt that initially. So yeah, I kind of like worked out like, right, how can we kind of work around that? How can we focus on building brands that are more attractive and attract clients, people to us, rather than kind of going out there and feeling like we have to sell our artwork or our, whatever it is, that thing that's really, really precious to us and we really, really like love, and then we feel this kind of weird relationship where it's like feels icky to like sell it and put it out. It's kind of how do we solve that problem? So those are the questions that I was asking. um, and yeah, and over time I've worked with some really cool people, cool entrepreneurs, cool artists, and helped them with these sorts of things, and through consulting, and yeah, that's kind of where we are now.